Perhaps you've noticed a squishy dog on my bed. Squishing up on my bed. And then you may have noticed this big piece of foam. And you're probably curious, what am I going to do with this? A while back I did a video. It was on drop foot, foot drop, or whatever you want. It's a wonderful phenomenon that affects quite a few quads and paras and, you know, other stroke patients and other people that end up getting fucked over and spending a lot more time in bed than they actually should. One of the problems and one of the causes of foot drop is obviously, you know, paralysis. But it's the lack of posture with your foot and foot position during the day, and especially when you're in bed. Okay? There are people that, you know, they don't really think that getting a hospital bed is, you know, the greatest idea, and they want to feel as, you know, unbusted up as they can, so they go and they get normal everyday beds and stuff like that. And that's, hey, more power to you. Get all the fucking crap you want in the world. Whatever it is you want, buy it fucking 10 times. Sean, fuck yourself. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Right. What we're going to do with this, okay, this is going to be placed at the base of my bed, at which time I'm going to cut notches in it, where when I'm sleeping, my feet will rest in. My feet are not going to rest in a position like this. My feet are going to rest in a position at a 90, the way your body is supposed to be. All right, my feet also have a tendency to flop to one side. Well, I'm going to make it so they go into the other side, so that instead of having all of the tibialis muscles stretched out, even my quadricep muscles stretched out, and having my feet just flop down, contracting my gastrocnemius, okay, contracting my hamstring muscles, we're going to find a happy medium where the muscles that don't want to be, that shouldn't be stretched out, don't get stretched out, and the muscles that shouldn't be contracted don't get contracted. Contracture is a fucker. I'm trying to explain this a million times. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, I follow a channel, young man. I mean, I don't know how fucking old he is. Gotta be somewhere around 30 or something like that. Busted up for a little bit. I never asked him exactly how he got busted up. However, I don't imagine it was good. When you have an outcome like this, typically the how you got there, really not all that cool. Anyway, this fucker's, the name of his channel is Go Healthy Yourself. He's been doing some exercises. He's sort of calls it yoga. I don't really see it being that way. He is doing some stretching, which I'm with you. However, I don't believe that he should really look into what it is he's doing as far as stretching. I find that he's taking it, for the most part, pulling his knees up to his chest, which is all good and fun. He's actually doing something. I did a video with this young man a while back, Angry Quad Philosophy, because we share the same philosophy that spinal cord injury can go fuck itself. It is a cocksucker and it needs to be fucking destroyed. That in mind, a lot of the stretching and everything that he was doing, one thing I noticed, again, is that I believe he sleeps in a bed that has no footboard. I guess he's doesn't want to deal with the hospital bed thing, which doesn't bother me at all. I have a lot of movement. Not that I can't move myself around pretty much at fucking will, other than fucking standing, which is starting to piss me the fuck off. Some people rather they'll sleep in a regular, everyday, normal bed, only because they want to be more attached to, you know, feeling normal, feeling more independent, feeling more fucking power to you. Have at it, kid. I'm going to take every fucking advantage that I can. Notice I do possess the ability to use a fucking manual chair, but fuck all that. The training that I do and everything else, I exert plenty of fucking energy doing it. I don't need to prove my ability to fucking anyone. Okay? So if you're like, why don't you do this? Well, you know, my attitude is, why don't you shut the fuck up? You do what the fuck you do, and I'll do what the fuck I do. Boom. Anyway, John, one of the things I noticed about his feet is that they're pretty well stretched out. And what I saw was the fact that there's a muscle right through here, your tibius anterior, and it works with either your dorsiflexion and your plantar flexion. Your dorsiflexion is the tibias pulling up and contracting. Where your gastrocnemius is, whatever the fuck it is your plantar flexion, which basically makes it so you can step on the gas. Okay? What happens with drop foot? Your foot drops down, the tibialis stretches out, the ligaments and tendons and everything else stretch out, and your feet become dropped, hence the term drop foot. Alright? You know, it's very difficult to keep your feet in a decent position. And I find one of the places that is the number one fucking enemy of fucking drop foot. Well, it's not the enemy of drop foot. The enemy of quadriplegia. It's the enemy. It's your. I guess you can probably call it your fucking fortress of solitude for many, because when you're laying down and you're just sort of blubbing around, you don't feel all fucked up. Okay. Find yourself very comfortable there, and a lot of people use that as a crutch, and they will find that they spend too much time in bed. I've done it. Guilty as fucking charged, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just don't feel like fucking moving. You're a quadriplegic. Everybody goes like that. Fucking stay there. What do I give a shit? You're the one that has to motivate yourself. You're the one that has to get yourself moving. However, with this pillow, I believe, well, I don't believe, I know exactly what it is. It keeps your foot more than 90 degrees. It keeps that muscle from going atrophy, or at the very least, it keeps it from going completely flaccid. It keeps it from being totally stretched out. It remains some contracture. Contracture is a fixed tightening of muscles, tendons, or ligaments. One of the other things I noticed that he had been doing by pulling the knees straight up, he's increasing the hip contracture right through here, shortening the ligaments and everything else in the, what do you call that, the iliopsoas, which is actually a combination of two muscles. It's your psoas and your iliacus muscle. But because they basically work together, it's actually a third part, I don't remember the name of that, but anyway, they pretty much work together and they make it so you can raise your leg up. It's the first muscle that's activated during your step. It pulls the leg up, and your fucking legs pull it, you know, so on and so forth, whatever the fuck. Iliopsoas is the main flexor of the hip joint. I found there's a woman, young girl, probably damn near 30 or so. I think it's Pro Tips for Paras. I just saw a video. I was actually really digging it. And John, I think you should watch this. I'll leave the link below. I'll leave the link for Go Health Yourself with John with the stretches. And I'll leave the link for the young girl doing Pro Tips for Paras. She goes to this whole yoga routine and stuff like that. And I was watching going, okay. And a lot of the stuff was good. A lot of the foot stretching with the stretching of the calves and everything else was actually phenomenal. But I waited to the end. And at the end, I was so fucking happy. She spun around and laid on her fucking stomach and fucking extended her arms up and did a serious fucking hip stretch. This is the first fucking quadriplegic, well, she's a para, but this is the first spinal cord injury fucking sufferer that I've seen actively and absolutely stretch that muscle group. So fucking important. So fucking important. Sweetheart, good for you. That's fucking fantastic. Props, props, props. However, I'll show you what we're doing with the cushion. We're gonna take it, cutting slots in it, nothing fucking amazing. And we're simply just going to make it so you put it at the foot of your bed and you insert your fucking feet in it when you sleep so they don't fall the fuck down. I'm out, bitches. I'll see ya. Don't listen up. I don't give a fuck. But I'll explain the video that you just saw. Now, this is not a shot at John Norton. This is a acknowledging a situation, noticing something, and pointing it out. I'm not calling you out. I'm calling you up. Difference. The situation with your feet and the situation with drop feet, and especially when people are in bed, is serious shit. You notice a situation and I can see a problem, but instead of just breaking your fucking balls, I came up with a solution. That's a difference. Foam factory, you can get a piece of foam like that and you can line up your shit and do whatever it is you want. Give me a call. I'll make it for you. I'll send it to you. You gotta pay for the cost of the shipping and shit like that, and the foam. I think it was like, I don't know, $35 or something like that. So who the fuck knows? Anyway, you notice something, you point it out. And I also noticed that he's been doing what he calls yoga and stuff like that. And yes, you do need some help with that, brother. Yes, you fucking need a lot of help with that. Hip contracture, especially with the iliopsoas, is fucking huge in the spinal cord injury community. You're sitting at a 90-90 a lot of times, meaning 90 degrees this way at your hips and 90 degrees this way at your legs, your knees, where your quads and your thighs come out, and you go down to your calves and your fucking shins and shit. So that's points it out. Now the hip contracture, the reason I brought in Pro Tips for Paras is because she is the first person I've seen get in that fucking, what do you call that, the prone position, and get herself up and fucking stretch the fuck out of those hips. Sweetheart, that's fantastic. Keep it up. You should do it. You should do another video on things of that nature. Do a video on muscle contracture. I've tried it. I've done a couple little things. However, you're really good at it. Listen, any questions you might have, angryquad@gmail.com. Now I'm a busy man doing busy fucking man things, so I gotta rock and roll. Hey, if you like this shit, share it with somebody else that's all fucked up. You don't like this shit? I don't give a fuck. Do what you gotta do. I'm doing what I gotta do, and I'm watching you motherfuckers. I want to make sure you guys are as strong and as capable as humanly possible. If you think I'm being a dick, well, you know what? Go fuck yourself. Don't care. If you think I'm not being a dick, well, you know what? Maybe you're not paying enough attention. Peace, bitches.